Richard was eating a cheap corn on the cob when he suddenly discovered a business opportunity. His son was making noises while eating the hot corn, but he kept saying, "I like this spicy flavor." Richard understood that the people around him were crazy about spicy things. He decided he would make spicy chips and become a millionaire someday. He bought many bags of chips. Seeing this, his wife got worried. How would they handle the rent and the pantry that month? Everything could be at stake. But instead of giving up, she decided to support Richard one more time. So they both started to buy different kinds of chilies and tried them. But the sauce they were making only had a burning sensation, no flavor. He wanted to capture the same flavor that's in roasted corn. The company's R&D department was also working, but Richard believed that the true flavor would only come from chilies and the traditional method. They built machines like spinning drums and found the right combination of chili and chip. Finally, a perfect masala was created. But then, the bad news came. Layoffs had started at the factory, and no one was interested in what Richard had to say. A supervisor even said, "You just clean. Don't think so much." But Richard didn't lose his courage. He called the CEO of the company directly, who was in Italy at the time. He introduced himself as a cleaning technician and somehow managed to get through. Richard and his wife prepared a sample together and sent it to the CEO. A few days later, the CEO himself came to the factory. The executives were surprised. Who had called him? When it became known that Richard had spoken directly, he was scolded in front of everyone. People said that if the CEO didn't like the idea, they could shut down the factory. Richard's courage wavered. When he came home and told her everything, his wife put him in front of the mirror and said, "I'm with you because I believe in you. Don't underestimate yourself." She taught him about business, helped him write a good speech, and told him how to behave in front of the CEO. But when the CEO came again, Richard was determined to speak from the heart. When someone asked him, "What is market share?" Richard didn't know, but he explained it in his own way. The CEO liked his honesty, passion, and wisdom. The CEO immediately decided to invest in that product. They started to manufacture Flamin Hot chips, but at first there were no buyers. The bags were collecting dust on the shelves. Richard was sad. Then his son said, "People don't even know what this is. We'll have to promote it ourselves." Richard called his old friends who once sold shampoo to bald people. Together, they distributed chips in stores, schools, and on the streets to attract people. They themselves became customers. Soon, the demand for Flamin Hot chips skyrocketed. The CEO called and said, "Now the goal is 5 million boxes." The factory started to work day and night. In 6 months, the factory broke all records to date. Richard's mentor asked him, "What have you become now?" Richard smiled and said, "I'm still a cleaner. I just wanted to fix machines." But one day, when he went to mop an office, the CEO was waiting for him. The CEO told him, "I also come from a humble family. If I had given up on my dreams, I wouldn't have gotten here. It's important to have dreams, and it's even more important to support them." And then the CEO named Richard the marketing director of the company. The whole factory erupted in applause. Richard first called his wife.